Hey everyone, how are you? Hope you're doing well. So, before we get started, I need you to do me a favor and hit that like button. It's right there. And I also need you to hit the subscribe button if you are not a subscriber. So, today we're going to talk about real estate, where to get the money from real estate. So, generally, the people who have already made it, who have already accumulated a lot of wealth, they're not going to tell you nothing. They're going to let you figure it out yourself, let you struggle until you figure it out. That's what they're going to do. All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit about real estate and where you can get the money. This is for people who are trying to build their portfolio. If you are a first time home buyer, it's a little different for you because they do have programs set up that will help you. One of those programs is NACA, NACA. If you will just go to them, they will help you get a lower down payment and a lower interest rate. But you do have to put forth that effort. You have to call them, you have to make an appointment, and you have to go to them. That's for a first time home buyer. So they do have help. Now, for people who are attempting to build their portfolio, as far as where's this money going to come from to buy your property? So, if this is a first property, then generally the bank is going to be okay, like the first property, even the second property. But when you get down to you're trying to buy a third property now, so the bank has all these rules and regulations. So the bank is not the place to be going, right? The bank is going to tell you no. It doesn't matter how much money you make. You could be making six figures. It doesn't matter how good your credit score is. Your credit score could be 770. The answer is still no. And that's because the bank is looking at specific things. More than likely, the bank is going to have an 80% LTV ratio. A specific example of that, they're going to give you 80% of the value of your home. So, say you're pulling out money from your current home. So, you're attempting to pull out money from your current home. So, they're going to give you 80% of the current value of your home minus how much you still owe on the house. So, I have my little calculator out here as usual. So, say for example, um, this is just an example. Say your home is worth 300,000 because it appreciated to that amount. So just an example. Say it appreciated to 300,000. You stayed in it long enough for it to appreciate to 300,000. So that's how property works. That's why property helps build your wealth, is because it increases in value without you doing anything. So that's why it helps build net worth. People are secretly building net worth all over the place. Just because you have property and it appreciates, you buy it in an appreciating area. So, say for example, it appreciated to $300,000. So, the bank is going to look at the value of your home, give you 80% of that, 80% LTV, 80% loan to value. So, the value is 300,000. They're going to give you 80% of that. 80% loan to value of 300,000 is 240,000. This is how much the bank is going to give you, but you had to subtract how much you still owe on the house. So, say for example, you still owe I'm just going to throw a number out there. You still owe 139,000. So, I'm going to subtract 139,000. And so this is how much the bank will give you. 101,000. Hypothetically, this is how much the bank will give you. 101,000. So that is considered 80% LTV. However, the bank has specific rules and regulations. And one of those rules and regulations is, first of all, what is your credit score? If you do not have a good credit score, the answer is no. And if you have a good credit score, the answer is no. So either way it goes, the answer is no. They're also looking at your debt to income ratio, right? And the debt to income ratio is how much debt do you have compared to how much income do you have? And their rule is they want that to be under 43%. So if your debt to income ratio is too high, the answer is no. And so what is one thing that may make your debt to income ratio high? Student loans. You went to school and you have an education, right? So because you went to school and you have an education, you have a high debt to income ratio. Therefore, when you go to the bank, the answer is no. See how that works? So the debt to income ratio, they want that to be under 43%. So what they're doing is they are taking all your debts. Let's see, how much student loans do you have? And how much income do you have in a year? I'm going to see if I can do it for you really quick, but you get the gist of what I am saying. So how much is your income and how much is your debt? How much is your income? How much is your debt? Okay, I am going to give you a hypothetical scenario that I made up. Okay, say that you went to school and you are a doctor, a medical doctor, and you have medical doctor student loans. Let me see. Okay, so as a medical doctor, you make 150,000 a year. I'm going to give you 150,000 salary. Okay? This is how much you make, and you owe 300,000 in student loans. So I'm going to take 150,000 and I'm going to divide that by 300,000. That is a 50% debt to income ratio. That means no for a loan because that number is 50% and the rule is under 43%. See how that works? So it's all connected here. It's all connected. Okay, so since you decided to go to school instead of, let's see, all the other things that you could have been doing, breaking into people's houses, shooting and killing people, all the other things you could have been doing besides going to school. Now you can't get a loan. You wouldn't have any debt if you decided to do if you chose those other choices. You see what I'm saying? If you chose those other choices, then you wouldn't have debt. If you decided to just get up in the morning and I'm gonna go carjack a few people. First I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go get high, and then I'm gonna go carjack. I'm gonna go carjack about 3 people today. Then you wouldn't have any debt. You go to the bank, you ask them for a loan. They say, sure, your DTI looks great. All right, you see how that works? Okay, so the bank is not where you go for a loan. Besides that, they're going to be on the phone I don't know. This person sounds like, I don't think this person is this African American I'm talking to? Mm, mm. I gotta find something wrong on here. Something is wrong on this application. See how that works? All right, so you do not go to the bank for a loan unless you like hearing the word no 1,000 times. And if you don't mind hearing the word no, that's actually good because I did interview a guy. He went to 18 places. They told him no 18 times, and the 19th time he got the loan. Right? So, where to go to get money for a property, especially if you are attempting to build your rental portfolio? Well, you could go to the credit unions and the small local banks. However, they still have rules looking at your DTI. So just know that in advance, right? You could work two jobs. Some people work two jobs and they are doing this from the sweat of their brow. You could go get what is called a DSCR loan. DSCR loan does not depend on your income. It does not depend on you having a job. So if something happened, like you got fired, you got laid off, um, they will still give you this DSCR loan. The only stipulation is that the interest rate is going to be a little bit higher than normal. So you have to put that into your calculations to make sure that that monthly payment is comfortable. So that's a DSCR loan, debt to service coverage ratio, DSCR loan. So you can Google that, find that. The interest rate is going to be a little bit higher. The other stipulation is that they want you to have a lump sum of money somewhere. So you got a lump sum of money in a brokerage account or something, right? So that is a place you can go, DSCR loan. And then the ultimate last resort is the hard money lenders. So you know the hard money lenders, their interest rate is highest of everyone. So the preferable choice is a HELOC, getting a HELOC from a credit union, going to the credit union and asking for a home equity line of credit. That is the first choice, but they still have this DTI that they're looking for. They're looking at your debt. So that is the first choice. Credit union for home equity line of credit. Okay, next, you got your DSCR loan. That does not depend on your income. You don't have to have a job. So that's good if you're in the in-between stages, like you just got laid off or you just got fired. You can still be building your portfolio. DSCR loan, but they do want you to have a lump sum. And you should make sure that you are comfortable with that payment. If the time is not right for you, then the time is just not right. So only you know if that time is right or not, and if you feel comfortable or not. But that option is available. Lastly, the hard money lenders. It is not dependent on your income, and there's no cap. However, the interest rate is the highest of them all. But at least they will say yes to you, and you can go buy your property instead of just sitting on the sidelines for 5 years, 10 years till you get yourself together. So the hard money lenders. Another thing, like I said before, some people work two jobs. Another thing you could do is creating your business. Like maybe you want to leave real estate alone for a little while and create your business. And then you're using your money that you generate from the business to go into that real estate. So I know two examples of that. One guy, His initial plan was real estate. He didn't have the money, so he decided to go into vending. So he is in the vending machine business and gradually moved up that way and making an extraordinary amount of money with the vending machine business. So he decided to take that path instead of doing the real estate. There's another guy, he created a remote home cleaning business, and he's taking the money from the remote home cleaning business and using that to buy real estate. So creating some kind of business and then funneling the money from the business to buy the real estate. Other people, they have partners and they join forces. Now, if you're anything like me, you're doing this all by yourself. But there are some people that partner and they join forces. And so joining forces makes you stronger. However, you do need to make sure that everything is documented so that if anything was to go down, everything would be in writing, right? So I was reading a book that one lady, she had a guy, an older man who actually helped her. He actually gave her the money to buy her property. So I thought that was unusual. Like, who's going to give you money to buy property just out of the goodness of their heart? Like, they're not trying to play games or get anything in return. So that actually happened for someone. I read that in a book. So there's all different kind of ways, and you just got to figure it out. But I would just say, first and foremost, credit union, home equity line of credit, DSCR loan, next, hard money loan next. Simultaneously creating the business. And like I said before, some people decide that they're going to work 2 jobs and they're going to do this with cash and a loan. So if you decide to go that route, that is another option. All right. So there are all different kind of ways to figure out how to finance a deal. And once you figure it out, it's smooth sailing from there. But until that time, it's a lot of figuring out to do. And like I said before, the people that already done it, they're not going to tell you nothing. They'll let you figure it out. All right. So there are people all around you who are wealthy, and they are just quietly watching. Some are rooting for you, and some are hoping that you never figure it out. But it doesn't matter what they think. All that matters is that you're going higher, right? Because you got a strong force behind you, a strong force in front of you. And that force is the power of God. All right. The power of God. He gives you power to get wealth. All right. So do me a favor. Before you leave, I need you to hit that like button. And if you are not a subscriber, I need you to do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. So do me a favor and leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. Are you in real estate right now? Are you waiting? Okay, people are doing different things. So some people are out here buying cheap properties right now. Right now. Other people are waiting to see what the interest rates are going to do. Some people have no interest in real estate whatsoever. Some people are off into their business ventures. And then some people are just enjoying their lives. They're not trying to build wealth. What they do every day is watch TV and just chill out. That's what they're doing. So, what are you doing? Are you trying to build your rental portfolio? Well, let me take the word trying out. Are you building your rental portfolio? Are you getting your first home? Are you waiting to see what the interest rates are going to do? Are you working on your business? What is your business? If that's private, just put in the comments private business, and that's fine. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your night. And before you leave, hit that like button. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your night.